Yes, sir. Showtime, showtime, showtime. Got 7 people in here. You love to see it. All right. Well, while we get some people in here, I want to go ahead and share this little excerpt from my manifestation book that I'm working on. So, I'm gonna just share the part that I wrote today. Let's see, which one do I wanna? I'll start from here. Okay. When you find more of yourself, abundance finds you. Per the law of attraction, the energy that you emit via the 4 facets of frequency will always be reflected back to you in your outer reality. Bearing that in mind, going down the rabbit hole that leads to your truest self will allow you to fortify the connection between who you are and who you wish to be. In the same way that you are connected with everyone around you, you are also connected with all different versions of yourself. Knowing that your imagination can always be fulfilled in the most spontaneous way possible enables you to manifest a version of yourself who is a magnet for abundance. Before you manifest anything else, you must first manifest a new version of you. By manifesting the version of you who is aligned with wealth consciousness, you effectively transcend either or propositions because those only exist at the egoic level of awareness. Remember, the ego operates on the basis that we are separate, and that is exactly where the majority of your personal power is misplaced. I use the term misplaced because true personal power can never truly be lost in the conventional sense of the word. The illusion of losing personal power is simply an expression of the underlying personal power, which is infinite in both its nature and its expression. To be infinite is to operate beyond the realm of either or, as separation is illusory. You guys need to stay tuned for that book, bro. I'm dropping straight gems in that book, bro. Straight gems. What's your favorite album of all time? Freudian by Daniel Caesar. Masterpiece. Absolute masterpiece. What's good, Kyle White? What's good, Chels? What's good, Son of Halal? What's good, Quandale? Did I say that right? Mental Globetrotter. Yo, Jordan, do you enjoy watching your own videos? So my thing is, I don't really watch my recent videos. What I like to do is I like to watch my old videos. So I'll watch videos from a year ago. And then a year from now, I'll be watching my videos that I'm making right now. That's usually how I like to go about it because when I make my videos, I'm saying the things that I'm saying and then I'm editing the video, which means that I'm watching it at least 3 times all the way through. So it kind of, I don't know. I feel like the videos don't really have an impact on me because I'm the one making them. But as time passes on, I feel like my videos age very well. So yeah. I guess in a sense I do. Waiting for this comment to be read 30 minutes from now. You love to see it, bro. Hey, I'm not really that far behind right now. I'm only 2 minutes behind. We're out here. We are out here. Should I continue making songs focused on self-improvement? I feel like this is the right way and this is fun to me and fulfilling, but no one seems to believe in me. I think that if it aligns with you and how you feel, like if it aligns you with bliss consciousness, then yes, you should continue doing that 100%. Nobody believes in you until it's done. Nobody believes in you until you've actually done what you said you were going to do. Oh, man. Yo, Jordan, how you doing, man? Yo, what's good, Marmar? I'm doing magnificent. I'm feeling amazing today, bro. How are you guys doing today? I want to know. This man said, thoughts about jail. I don't have any thoughts about jail because I've never been and I don't plan on going. I do not plan on going anytime soon. What's good, amiable Pluto? I took my last exam of the semester on Wednesday. I thought I wouldn't pass and that I already started preparing for the that I had already started preparing for the retake. Turns out I passed it. I'm just so happy and grateful right now. Hey, you love to see it, man. Congratulations, bro. Congratulations. Jordan, I just found your channel. It really helps me so much. I appreciate you, brother. Yo, Michael, I appreciate you, bro. I appreciate everyone who's watching this, whether live or after the fact. Speaking of which, I'm only going to be live for like probably 50-ish minutes today, and then I'm going to do a collab stream on somebody else's channel. So I'll fill you guys in later on in the stream about that. Let's see. Have you ever tried or considered weightlifting? What are your thoughts on it? I used to lift weights, but I feel like the risk to reward ratio is just not really where it needs to be for me to do that. I've never gotten injured doing body weight workouts, ever. Never been injured doing that, which is why that's all I do now. Okay, weights, anytime I've gotten hurt working out, it's always been lifting weights and usually squatting. It's almost always squatting or deadlifting. And my form is straight. I know my form is good because I did it in physical therapy and they verified my form was right. But I feel like all it takes is one minor slip up. One slip up, one bad day where maybe you didn't get enough sleep, you didn't eat enough, whatever, and now you're out of commission for months at a time. So to me, it's just not worth it. But if you like lifting weights, if you prefer to lift weights, then do that. In my last workout video, all of those workouts, you can add weights to them. All of them. The only one that's a little more difficult is the push-ups, but you can just substitute that for bench press. What's good, Jordan? Hope all is well with you. Hey, man, I'm out here living my best life, bro. I'm out here living my best life. I appreciate you, bro. I'm 19 and my parents won't allow me to have a girl, nor can I go out to my friends' houses. I go to college, but I commute in my parents, and I'm not allowed to change schools. What should I do? Here's the thing, bro. You're 19 years old. All the other stuff that you said is completely irrelevant. Your parents have no control over your life unless you decide to give them control over your life. You're 19, which means that you can make your own decisions. That means that you can make the decision to go out and get a job, work, and find some roommates, and move out. Move out of that situation, man, because I'm going to keep it real with you. That is a very toxic situation right there. At 19 years old, your parents shouldn't be meddling in your personal life like that. That's crazy. At 19, that's absolutely crazy. So either you need to just like straight up like put them in check, or you just need to move out, bro. That's kind of that's what it comes down to. Because at this point, you are a grown man. You are a full grown man. You can have a girl if you want to have a girl, bro. You can go to your friends' houses. How are they going to stop you from doing that? The worst they can do is kick you out, which to me, that sounds like a blessing, if anything, bro. That sounds like a blessing. Thoughts on Andrew Tate? That name sounds kind of familiar, but I do not know who that is off the top of my head. I need you to elaborate. Your latest videos are good as fuck. I appreciate you, man. I appreciate you. I would say right now, like just the month of June, this has been the best content I've ever posted. I don't care about the views. I don't care about any of that. This is the best content, just pure subject matter and execution that I've ever posted. The second best era of content for me, in my personal opinion, would be probably August, September, October of last year. All of those vertical phone videos, I was on that same type of time already, bro, with the just understanding life and just understanding the nuances of the spirit and understanding how to find true peace. That was probably the second best era. But now I'm taking that subject matter and executing it at a higher level and just taking things even deeper. So this is for sure the best content I've ever posted, in my opinion. Bro, I need some water. I'm out here struggling, man. Let's see, where was I? Advice for how to do work for at least 5 hours a day in the summer with no one telling you to do it or to keep you accountable. You have to figure out your why. What are you trying to do, first of all? And then figure out why you want to do it. So I would say your why has to be bigger than just you. That's my rule of thumb. So for example, if I'm self-motivated, but at the same time, the reason why I make these videos every day is really for you guys, right? Because it's not like sure, I would make less money if I stopped posting as frequently, but it's not that drastic of a difference to where I'm just like struggling or anything. So to me, you have to figure out, who are you trying to reach out to? Who are you trying to help? And once you figure out who you're trying to help and that really resonates with your soul, then everything else will take care of itself. And also, it's a lot of it is momentum. A lot of it is momentum based. So, of course, when you initially start off, it's going to seem like you're doing maybe a little more than you can handle. And if that's the case, it's okay to scale things back. Just commit to taking daily action. Okay, you don't need to work 5 hours. I don't even work 5 hours a day, bro. I think I probably spend, on an average day, I might spend 2.5 hours at most on YouTube. Probably 3 hours as far as YouTube, consultations, and emails all together. 3 hours. And then I spend probably another 30 minutes to an hour writing, which will get me like 1 or 2 pages of a book. If you just do that over a consistent period of time, you'll make significant progress. Like, all you really need is 4 focused hours in a day. 4 focused hours of just locked in, focused work. Quality over quantity. How do you get closer to a girl? Please answer this, and I've been a big fan of yours for a year and a half now. I appreciate the support. Now, how do you get closer to a girl? This actually goes right along with this question as well. What do you do after getting a girl's number and you know nothing about her? The answer is the same. You just talk to her. Like, that's really what it comes down to, bro. You have to talk to her. I'll say this. A general rule of thumb for anyone who you want to get closer to is to find the bridge of connection, or build a bridge of connection. So we all inherently connect with other people at the source level, but even from the egoic level, just personality traits. If you don't have anything in common, if you don't have any common understandings, then I don't know that you should really be talking to that person. But if you just, for whatever reason, want to persist and learn more about this person, and you have nothing in common with them, ask questions. Ask them why they think the way that they think. Ask them what they want out of life. Why do they want those things out of life? When do they want to acquire those things? How do they want to acquire those things? So on and so forth. Ask questions, ask follow-up questions, and always make sure that the questions are open-ended. Okay, people love to talk about themselves. Some people build careers out of talking about themselves. So, hey man, just ask questions. That goes for both of you. Any books that you recommend on self-development? I made a video not too long ago. It's the 11 books that changed my life. Go and watch that video. Go and watch that video. Any show recommendations? I need shows to watch. I haven't watched Netflix in a while. I'm gonna keep it real with you, but I would say Top Boy, if you haven't watched that already. The 100 is a really good show. Dark on Netflix is probably the best Netflix show I've ever watched. I might need to watch it again, but that show is the best show I've ever watched on Netflix for sure. And then of course you have shows like The Walking Dead and all of that, but Dark. Watch Dark. Watch Dark, bro. What is the best self-improvement tool that you use today? That is very difficult to answer, but I would say meditation. I would say meditation is probably the single most impactful thing that you can implement in your life if you do it on a consistent basis. How do I stop limiting beliefs? By doing the shadow work, figuring out what the limiting beliefs are, then figuring out, because if you know that you have limiting beliefs, now you have to figure out what they are and then figure out why you have them. Okay, the most powerful question that you'll ever ask yourself in your life is why? Why do I think the way that I think? Why do I find myself in these repetitive patterns over and over and over again? In terms of my love life, or in terms of my career, or anything in between. Figure out why. And it'll almost always tie back to an event that occurred when you were very young. Almost always, in your formative years. Look from the time you were born to age 8. That time frame, your mind is developing at a faster rate than it will ever develop for the rest of your life. So if you can trace back the source of the limiting belief system and make peace with the source, that's when you can make peace with the belief, and that's when the belief will dissipate altogether. I'm getting a new job. Don't really want to work there, but doing it to pass time, I guess. Wish YouTube would stop fucking with me and let a video go viral. I'm gonna go in there and try to get fired. Once again, this man Kevon is on demon time, per usual, right on schedule. But aren't you at like 8,000 subscribers, man? You should be monetized, right? You should be just about monetized if you're posting consistently. And also, I wanna point something out with that. Don't ever do something to pass the time, bro. Don't ever do something to pass time. Ever in your life. People will do shit even for 20 minutes, bro. Do not ever try to pass time in your life. You're not getting that time back. You're not getting that time back. Imagine if you had money, right? Like you just had $1 million. You're like, I'm gonna just pass some of this money. Like I'm gonna just throw this money away. I'm gonna throw it in the trash can for nothing in return. Like, bro, don't ever try to pass time. Facts, I remember that diet video, bro. You held onto that door for life when you bent down. Bro, I know exactly what you're talking about, bro. I was in distress, bro, for real. I'm getting better, though. I am getting better, actually. Shout out to the physical therapist, man, for real. Man, I forgot about that video, bro. How to deal with intrusive thoughts. Same thing as the limiting beliefs, man. Figure out why. Figure out the source. It'll always come back. Here's the thing. When you have, usually you'll feel a feeling, okay? And it's like, damn, I don't know why I feel this way. Why do I feel so hostile? Why do I feel so on edge? I feel like I have a quick trigger. The reason why you feel that way is because of the thoughts that are running in the background of your mind. Not just the conscious thoughts, but the subconscious thoughts. Okay, the subconscious thoughts that permeate your consciousness. Now, once you figure out the subconscious thoughts, which, like I said, that's where the shadow work comes in. That's where journaling and therapy and all of that comes into play. Then you figure out the belief system behind the thoughts. Okay, so you figure out, oh, maybe I have a belief that I'm a victim, therefore I need to take control, I need to exert my power in order to overcompensate for the victim mentality. Because the subconscious mind is always looking to balance. It's always looking to find a state of balance inside of you. Okay, so if you feel like you're taking your personal power away, now your subconscious mind is scheming in order to help bring balance, help restore balance to your overall personal power dynamic. Okay, so once you figure out the belief that's causing the thoughts, which is causing the feelings, then you figure out the event that caused the beliefs. Okay, which, like I said, it'll almost always be in your formative years. You might have had other events that maybe reflected those beliefs that you had, but it'll almost always be in your formative years at the source. Like, for example, with the soul shock thing, with the events that happened in that book, that wasn't the source of my trauma. That was simply a reflection of my trauma that I already had, right? The trauma that I had was, that was developed from a very young age, my formative years, right? Certain media that I might have consumed that shaped my perception of love from a young age. And then I built upon that over time. Okay, and then ultimately I found myself in that situation. So it's all about figuring out why you are the way that you are. Hey Jordan, how are you able to build so much discipline, and also how do you do the hard work even though if you don't feel like it? I feel like with discipline and doing the hard work, it really comes down to figuring out your why. It's always going to come back to that, because if you have a strong enough why, then you're naturally going to do what it takes to facilitate the fulfillment of your why. Okay, so for me, my why is integration and expansion. I want to help people connect with other people by first connecting with themselves. Okay, so if I can do that by first being a prime example for the people, setting the precedent for people, and then growing right alongside them, right alongside my community, then I'm already making that impact. But it starts with me, right? So that alone is enough of a why for me to stay disciplined. Now, another thing is that my dad always put this in my head when I was young. He would always tell me this: business before pleasure. Business before pleasure. I still agree with that, but I actually want to amend it to say business is pleasure. Okay, you should love what you do. You don't need an escape from your work if you love what you do. I don't need an escape from YouTube. I don't need an escape from writing. because I love doing those things. That's my idea of fun. Other people, they go out and party, they go to the clubs and the bars and all of that, which is fine. But for me, my version of doing those things is working. That's what I find enjoyable. So when you can find a sense of purpose in what you do, that's when you can really give yourself to that passion. And the universe will always lend you extra energy to fulfill that purpose, as long as it's in alignment with who you truly are. What was your favorite year in high school? None of them. I don't really remember that much from high school, to be honest. I think in high school I wasn't very present, so I just don't have that many memories. I feel like for me, my life kind of started in 2020, as weird as it sounds. When I turned 20, like from the beginning of 2020 to right now, that's only been, what, 2.5 years, but it's felt like 9. Every year since the start of 2020, I've aged 3 years, bro. 3 whole years. Crazy. Thoughts on the new Drake album? I have not listened to it. I have not. Wait, hold on. Jordan, you drink Pepsi all the time. Dog, I haven't drunk Pepsi. How about, I don't know, bro. I think the last time I drank Pepsi, I had to be like 8, bro. I'm a grown ass man, bro. You won't catch me a grown ass man drinking Pepsi, bro. Pepsi is crazy. That is crazy, bro. If you're a grown man and you're drinking Pepsi, I've never met a grown man who drinks Pepsi on a regular basis, bro. Ever. I forgot Pepsi even exists, to be honest, bro. That's crazy. Thoughts on trying to find your life purpose? Appreciate all the messages. I appreciate the support. I actually made a video about how to find your purpose very recently. 2 videos actually. Watch the how to find your purpose video and watch the to anyone lacking direction in life. Those 2 videos are specifically aimed at people in your predicament. Specifically aimed. What do you think of the NBA Finals, Jordan? I mean, I've been a Golden State Warriors fan since 2008, the We Believe Warriors. So I'm happy, man. Hey, love to see it. Shout out to Golden State, my favorite team. Do you agree that working out can have more benefits to your mental health than to your physical health? Absolutely. Absolutely. I think that, of course, there's the physical aspect of seeing yourself improve, but I think that dedicating time on at least a weekly basis to taking care of yourself in general is always going to do wonders for your mental health. It's an act of love. It's an act of love. A lot of people think about love languages in terms of relationships, like romantic relationships, but they don't think about love languages in terms of their relationships with themselves. So are you giving yourself quality time? Are you giving yourself gifts, right? The gift of improvement. That's a gift in its own right. And that's also quality time. So just anything that you can do that helps perpetuate a strong relationship with yourself will always make you feel good mentally. I like the flannel, Jordan. I appreciate you. Quick question, bro. Do you rock shorts? I was thinking of getting them. I do rock shorts. But the only shorts that I rock are like hoop shorts, like from H&M. They're like the H&M short shorts. I think they're $12.99 or so. How to save up money to get your own crib? It's less about saving enough money and more about making enough money. Focus more on increasing your income. And then, of course, you don't want to just haphazardly be throwing your money away at some bullshit, but focus on ways to increase your income. That's the most important thing. Unless you want to pay your rent off just in one go, but I'd recommend just increasing your income. Andrew Tate is like a red pillar on steroids. See, that's probably why. That's probably why I don't know who he is. But I haven't watched. I'm off of all of that, bro. The red pill, all of that, black pill. I don't even. There's a reason why you don't hear me talk about it in videos anymore, bro. Because to me, like all that's like I done been talked about that. So you guys know where I stand with red pill. I feel like for me, I'm more on the spiritual vibe now. That's more of my prerogative at this moment. It's just helping people find inner peace. The chain took in. Helping people find inner peace. What's the difference between loving yourself and having a massive ego? The ego is rooted in separation, whereas true self-love comes from a place of integration. So to love yourself, you'll know that you truly love yourself when you no longer feel the need to criticize other people. Because you see the beauty in yourself, you also see the beauty in other people. Whereas with the ego operates on the basis of separation and by extension, comparison. So it feels like, okay, I'm better than that person because I have more money than them, or I'm better looking than them, or I get more girls than them. That's where the ego gives you the facade of self-love. But deep down, you're actually in distress. You actually feel empty, and you're just trying to fill the void with temporary pleasure. This guy looks like he could use another person to help answer these questions. I could, for sure. How to deal with no one but yourself believing in you? That's all you need. That's really all you need, bro. I think when you know that nobody around you believes in you, move in silence. Always move in silence, bro. Because a lot of times what we do, bro, is we look for validation from other people to give us the encouragement that we aren't giving ourselves, right? So if you truly believe in yourself, it doesn't matter if anyone else believes in you. If that's a problem, then you need to ask yourself if you really believe in yourself. So you got to really become comfortable moving in silence and just trusting your intuition. Always. Do you think the topic be yourself is terrible advice? I think that might be the best advice someone can give anyone. Just be yourself. It's probably the most cliche sentiment that there is, but it's cliche for a reason. It's because being yourself is the key to your personal power, right? Like, how can you expect to be your best version if you're not even being who you are? People always think about self-development and they focus on the development aspect of it. They say, okay, I want to be the best version that I can be, but the best version of who? Because if you're just trying to level up in order to impress other people, you're still not going to feel fulfilled on the inside. That comes from accepting yourself, which you don't need to elevate yourself to feel fulfilled on the inside. That's an illusion. Okay, that's why I always say the self aspect comes first. It's not development self, it's self-development. Because you learn to love yourself and then you develop because you love yourself, not so that you can love yourself. The expansion mindset. How can I process my emotions? By experiencing them. First, you have to experience them. And once you experience them, you develop that clarity. Okay, that post-cry clarity is just as potent as that post-nut clarity. I promise you it is. So once you develop that clarity, now you can look objectively at your emotions and figure out why you feel the way that you feel. Which, like I said, it comes back to your thoughts. Your thoughts come back to your beliefs come back to the events that have occurred in your life and the conclusions that you drew based on those events, which are typically very irrational conclusions, because if you're 5 years old and you get rejected by a girl in kindergarten or whatever, in the grand scheme of things, it doesn't actually mean that much in your life, but at the time it might have been devastating and it helped shape the way that you are right now. So that's why it's very important to look back on the events that occurred early on in life, because they heavily influence the feelings that you feel to this day. Why am I so thirsty, bro? I need some water. Jordan, what are your thoughts on the YouTube short of yours that received a lot of backlash? I honestly don't know which one you're talking about, bro. I'm assuming you're talking about the listening to music one. I didn't even read the comments for that one, so I don't know. I do not know. Yo, Jordan, quick question. If there's one thing I've learned on NoFap, it's that the urge isn't going anywhere until it's satisfied. How does one satisfy the urge without fapping? You have to satisfy it in a different way. Understand that it's all energy. Okay, so what are you really feeling? When you have a sexual urge, you feel desire. You have a desire. So find a way to take that desire that you have for sex and feel that way towards your purpose. I actually have a video coming out about why you're probably struggling on NoFap that I think could help a lot of you guys out. The video should be coming out this next week, so stay tuned for that. But yeah, you gotta find other outlets for expression of that energy. Are you a college dropout? Yes, I am. I dropped out in March 2019. I went for a semester and a half. Mr. Chill, I appreciate the donation. Peace and prosperity, Jordan. Peace and prosperity to you too, my man. Are you coming to LA soon? Yes, I am. I am going to be in California next month, but I'm not coming alone. You guys stay tuned, bro. Hey, you guys stay tuned. For anyone who's out in LA right now, bro, anyone who's in LA, stay tuned. For next month, late next month, just stay tuned for the announcements, bro. Announcements coming soon, for sure. Hi, Jordan. I have some emotions that are affected by problems that I just have to accept. What shall I do? Well, understand that everything starts with your perception. To my point earlier about you drawing those big conclusions in your formative years about isolated events, okay, a lot of times when you don't have the awareness of that, that's when you continue to build upon those conclusions with your perceptions, the perceptions they developed from drawing those conclusions. Beliefs like to build on themselves because the ego doesn't like to be wrong about itself. So once you understand that, once you're able to step back and look at things objectively, you'll understand that every event is actually neutral. Every event is inherently neutral. The perception that you have of the event is based on your conditioning, whether conditioning of self or conditioning from others. Jordan, how do I dissolve my ego? I don't think there's just any one specific way to do it, but I would say this: present moment awareness. However you get to present moment awareness, that's a path that you have to figure out for yourself. We all have a different path to it. But present moment awareness, that is the key to dissolving your ego. When you're truly present, I'm talking about no stresses, nothing. You're not thinking about the past or the future. You're experiencing the present moment here and now. You realize that you're boundless. You realize that you are a boundless being. You are not just the identity that you've associated your essence with. Okay, you're way, way, way bigger than that. You're infinite. You are an infinite being. And that alone dissolves the ego. Jordan, do you work out outside or at the gym? I like to work out at the gym, but occasionally I'll work out outside. Occasionally, if the weather permits, but it's hot as hell in Texas, bro. That workout video that I did, bro, I almost passed the fuck out when I got home. Like, I almost died, bro. So I won't be doing that anytime soon. But yeah, I like to work out at the gym. I have a presentation coming up and I'm extremely nervous. How do I go about this? Practice. Practice is going to be the key for you. But don't put as much pressure on yourself as you're putting on yourself right now. Okay, you're seeing it as, in a sense, okay, subconsciously, you see it as a life or death proposition. Because rejection in this case, well, failure in this case means rejection. Rejection means death. Okay, so you're drawing that big conclusion in the background of your mind. When you realize that things really don't matter as much as you think that they do, that's when you have the freedom to just go up there and give the presentation as you need to give the presentation. And you may mess up, you may not. But either way, you'll be all right, bro. You'll be fine. You will be fine. But yeah, practice and just make sure that you have a good understanding of the subject matter. I don't really have the space to record videos as consistently as I want because I live in a house with a lot of people. But then I feel like I'm just making an excuse. Film outside. Film outside, bro. I know you live in Texas, so it's hot during the day, but see if you can go to a park at like right around the time, like around golden hour. Usually the weather is a lot better at that time. Go to a park or just somewhere where you can be alone and just film the video there. Yo, Jordan, I'm a teen looking for work. Applied everywhere, even H&M to no success. Might take matters into my own hands. Any advice? When you say might take matters into my own hands, what are you alluding to there, bro? What are we talking about? We got to stay in the legal space, bro. We got to stay in the legal space. Now, I don't know what the economy is like where you are, but I know that there okay, how old, what when you say teenager, how old are you? Because being 16 and being 18 are different in the job market for sure. At 16 you should be able to get a job at a restaurant for sure, absolutely. But if not that, then if you're not able to get a job like a conventional job, start cutting grass, and then in the winter start shoveling snow. Just do stuff like that. Or you can tutor, you can be a babysitter, a pet sitter, just anything like that, bro. Jordan, it's good to see you making healing videos. That's one thing that's deep in the core of why people think, live, and treat others the way that they do. Absolutely. And to my point earlier, that's where it starts. You have to be the change you wish to see in the world. Okay? Because if I want to make the world a better place, it starts with helping people love themselves. The reason why people project so much hatred and live in the illusion of separation is because they're separated from themselves. Once you find yourself, you realize that we're all connected. And in that understanding comes a whole different paradigm and prerogative on how you treat people and how you just operate in your day-to-day life. Your intentions become different. So if I can do my part, then hey. Can we go in depth to the ego? What is it and why is it bad? So my personal understanding of the ego is that the ego is the portal. Okay, it is the portal through which infinite essence, infinite energy, infinite consciousness, or God, as many call it, materializes in the physical world, in the physical reality. Okay, now the reason why a lot of people believe in separation, the reason why people believe that we're not all connected, we are not all one, is because they live from the perspective of the ego without being in touch with their true self. But understand that, like I said, the ego is simply a projection, or it's a means of projection rather. So imagine like a movie, for example, right? Where you have the projector and then you have the light passing through the projector. And based on the projector, that determines the image that you see. Right? Or I guess like the film in the projector. I don't know exactly how the machine works, but I think you get what I'm trying to say. Okay, the light is infinite consciousness, whereas the projector is the ego in this analogy. And then the movie that you see, that's the physical reality that you see and experience in your day-to-day life. Oh, and the ego isn't inherently bad. It's just that it's limiting. It's not bad, but it is limiting for sure. Because when you get caught up in the illusion of separation, you lose your personal power. You lose your personal freedom, rather, where you feel like everything is completely contingent on you, right? Whereas understanding that you have infinite potential backing you up at all times of your life, from the moment of your birth to the moment of your death, or birth and death, you realize that you're a limitless being. And you have limitless potential. Hey Jordan, I was wondering if you had any thoughts about productive things to do on my computer. I bought it over quarantine to do online school, but now I just play video games on it. I mean, if you're not going to do online school, I would just say, what do you want to do in life? Like what? Because I mean, I don't want like. Here's the thing, bro. I feel like being productive just for the sake of being productive is really unproductive. It's better to do something that's actually taking you in the direction that you want to go in. So I would just say, I mean, try different things out, figure out what you want to do, and then use the computer as a resource to do that thing the highest level that you can. Jordan, do you have a vegan bulking plan? I'm not bulking at all, bro. I am not bulking whatsoever. I feel like this may be controversial, but I'm gonna just say it, bro. I think bulking is unhealthy, personally. Like at least in the way that most people do it, because if you look at most people, most most societies that live the longest, having a light diet is it's a common denominator between all of them. Okay, eating a lot of food that wears down your body over time. It wears down your body. So personally, I just focus on being healthy. So I do work out, but that's why I don't lift weights. I don't lift weights because the food consumption to me just does not make sense at all in terms of overall health. So bulking isn't my thing. Like I said, I'm just focused on being as healthy as possible inside and out. I feel like my body looks good as it is, but that's not really why I work out. I work out more for just feeling good in my day-to-day life. Do you believe in heaven and hell? Yes, I do. I believe that heaven and hell are experiences that we have here while we're alive. I feel like when you put out negative energy, you receive it back. When you put out positive energy, you receive it back. And that determines the experience that you have in this life. Why do you think some guys are afraid to date girls who are virgins? I've never heard a guy say that before. Personally, I've never had any of my friends say anything like that. That's not a fear that I have. I don't know. Like, I mean, if somebody is uncomfortable with it, I don't think it'd be because they're afraid. Maybe they just want somebody with experience. That's the only thing I could think of. But to Eric's point, I don't. That's not that's not really a thing amongst guys. That is not a thing. Hey Jordan, I got hella self confidence, but I can never have the urge to speak to girls. I haven't spoken to one in over 2 years. Wow. How do I pass that barrier? So, if you just want to socialize with girls for the sake of socializing with them, then do that. Okay, I think the reason why you're probably not approaching girls is because you're trying to get something out of it. So here's the thing, if you're going up to a girl and just starting a conversation or just trying to make her day better, there's no room to get rejected there. There's no room to get rejected because you're not going in with any intentions or any ulterior motives. So just talk to her just to talk to her, just for the experience of talking to her. And if at the end you're like, okay, yeah, I actually want to continue talking to this girl, then you can try to get her number or something like that. But you can do that or just start complimenting people, bro. Just walk around and make it a habit to compliment random people, and your life will change. How do I know if I'm working hard enough? That's a very good question, actually, because that's something that I struggled with for a very long time. I think that it comes down to are you taking definitive action every day? Are you moving forward every day? As Ice Cold JT always says, bro, keep moving forward. Are you moving forward every day? If you're taking daily action to help move yourself forward, then you're working hard enough. You don't need to be out here trying to write, I don't know, a book every single day and make 5 videos and all of that, bro. Just figure out what you want out of life and take definite action every single day. Every single day. And sometimes that definite action might be you working on yourself. It might be you working on yourself for a little bit and falling back from the actual work aspect of it. Have you ever caught hay fever? Shit's been killing me, man. Dog, I'm gonna keep it real. What the fuck is hay fever? That's some like 1800s type shit, bro. That's the 13 colonies, bro. I've never. That's like some polio, black plague type shit, bro. I'd never heard of that before. I never caught hay fever. I'm so proud of that plaque behind you. Here since 4K subs and you've changed my life so much. Forever grateful for you, Jordan. And that's the kid. I appreciate you and I definitely remember your name, bro. I remember your name for sure. For sure. I know I probably struggled like a motherfucker trying to say your name before, bro. I probably just said it wrong just now, but I appreciate the continued support, bro. Because 4,000 subscribers would be around June of 2020. So that's 2 solid years, bro. That is 2 solid years. Ego is a tool. It can be used for good or bad. The ego's main purpose is survival. Yes, that's its primary purpose, is survival, but also in that same way, it keeps you from growing. Because the ego works primarily on logic. Okay, it is solely logic driven, which isn't always a bad thing, but at the same time, if you live by logic, by pure logic, you'll never break out of that barrier. So you'll always be where you are. One great analogy that I like to use, and this is something that I talk about in my book as well, but the soul is like the sea. Okay, it's boundless, it's fluid, it's flexible, it conforms to the environment. It's powerful, but it's also sustaining. It gives life. Whereas the ego is a ship that you use to get across the sea. Now, well, and it's rigid, it's solid. It's what's the word? It's very mechanical, X's and O's. It's built a certain way. You can't get across the sea without a ship, but you also can't, without the sea, the ship can't go anywhere. So you need both for sure in this experience at least, but it's important to understand that there's more to yourself than the ego. Because to your point, the ego's primary purpose is survival, but that's because it believes in the illusion of death. But death only occurs at the egoic level, not at the soul level. Jordan, are you moving forward every day? Just curious. Absolutely, bro. Every day these days, bro, I'm doing something related to YouTube. I'm doing something related to writing. I'm always doing something every day. Every single day. I'm writing a page every day for my book. And then with YouTube, I've obviously been posting every day, so. Tips on starting YouTube vlogs related to self-improvement. Start. That's really what it comes down to, bro. Just start. Just start talking about the things that you have insight on and tell stories. I would say tell stories. Stories are the key. Because you can just give people information and that works sometimes, but I feel like when you tell your story and you make your life an open book, people can really relate to you. It builds the bridge of understanding. And people want to feel understood. Chosen one, I appreciate you, bro. Yo, Jordan, hope your day is going good, and I'm proud of you. Keep grinding. I appreciate you, bro. I appreciate you. I hope that you've been living your best life as well, bro. I really do. I really, really do. But with that being said, we're about to hit the 50-minute mark. So I'm going to end the stream on this channel, but I don't know if Akash, are you in here, bro? Let me find the link, bro. Because I'm about to go on somebody else's channel and we'll continue the stream over there. So. No, that is not him. Okay. There we go. There we go. There we go. Let me go ahead and put this link right here, bro. Go ahead and put this link right here for this collab stream. I just realized y'all are not. Can you actually like copy and paste? Can you copy and paste that? Just look. Okay. Look up. He changed his name, but you still got to search this up for it to pop up. We could tap it in chat. Okay, yeah. If you can't use the link, then just look up Spiritual Droove. Just like how I put it in the chat. Look that up, and I'm gonna be on his channel, and it's gonna be lit, bro. We're about to do a collab stream, and put you guys on some game. With that being said, I appreciate everyone for stopping by, and I hope that you guys have a great day. If you're not coming over to the other stream, but come over to the other stream. Come to the other stream, and we're going to pick up where we left off. Shout out to my boy, Akash. You love to see it. You love to see it.